Hello my friends. Today we are going to discuss the second 15-mark question from Physiology 2014 February question paper. Let me read the question. Explain the neural regulation of respiration. What are the changes that occur in respiration during exercise?
What is neural regulation? Under humoral and neural regulation, the paraventricular nucleus of the hypothalamus secretes two hormones, corticotropin-releasing hormone (CRH) and vasopressin. Centrally, glucocorticoids affect the behavior, mood, excitability, and electrical activity of the neurons in a general manner.
What is neural regulation of respiration? The apneustic, stimulating, and pneumotexic, limiting, centers of the pons work together to control rate of breathing. The medulla sends signals to the muscles that initiate inspiration and expiration and controls non-respiratory air movement reflexes, like coughing and sneezing.
What are the neural centers for respiration? The respiratory center is located in the medulla oblongata and pons, in the brainstem. The respiratory center is made up of three major respiratory groups of neurons, two in the medulla and one in the pons.
What are the three main chemical factors that control respiration? Chemical carbon dioxide, hydrogen ions and oxygen levels are the most important factors that regulate respiration.
What are the respiratory changes during exercise? When you exercise and your muscles work harder, your body uses more oxygen and produces more carbon dioxide. To cope with this extra demand, your breathing has to increase from about 15 times a minute, 12 liters of air when you are resting, up to about 40-60 times a minute, 100 liters of air during exercise.
What happens to the respiratory muscles during exercise? During exercise, the increased ventilatory demands determine an increased neural drive to the respiratory muscles. This determines an increased mechanical power developed by the muscles. Muscle power is equal to velocity of shortening multiplied by pressure.
What are some examples of involuntary movements? Some functions are involuntarily performed, such as breathing, digestion, heart beating, eye reflexes, etc., but some involuntary actions have voluntary control to a certain extent. Examples are breathing, salivation, deglutition, swallowing, defecation, micturition, urination, and others.
What is involuntary action?
An involuntary action is one that is unintentional, that is without volition or will. See volition, psychology, and will, philosophy. Involuntary may also refer to involuntary action of the body, also known as reflex.
What is mechanism of respiration? Mechanism of respiration involves the breathing mechanism and exchange of gases. The gaseous exchange occurs by diffusion in the alveoli. It depends upon the pressure differences between blood and tissues, or atmospheric air and blood. The exchange of gases takes place at the surface of the alveolus.
What are the four mechanisms components of respiration? Respiration consists of four distinct processes: pulmonary ventilation, moving air into and out of the lungs; external respiration, transport of oxygen and carbon dioxide between the lungs and tissues; internal respiration, diffusion of gases between the blood of the systemic capillaries and cells.
What are the five processes of respiration? The stages of cellular respiration include glycolysis, pyruvate oxidation, the citric acid or Krebs cycle, and oxidative phosphorylation.
Which part of the brain controls heartbeat and respiration? Brainstem sits beneath your cerebrum in front of your cerebellum. It connects the brain to the spinal cord and controls automatic functions such as breathing, digestion, heart rate and blood pressure.
What happens to gas exchange during exercise? During exercise, the gas exchange requirements of the lung increase due to an increased consumption of oxygen and increased production of carbon dioxide. In addition, both the respiratory rate and tidal volume increase, hence alveolar ventilation also increases.
What causes increased ventilation during exercise? Pulmonary ventilation increases because of a rise in tidal volume and respiratory rate to meet increased oxygen demands. Oxygen delivery during strenuous exercise is limited by cardiovascular function.
What increases during exercise? During exercise, your heart typically beats faster so that more blood gets out to your body. Your heart can also increase its stroke volume by pumping more forcefully or increasing the amount of blood that fills the left ventricle before it pumps.
Hey guys, we have completed today's section. Hope this group study was helpful to you all. See you again with new questions and answers. Bye.